Hello again, Damien from FixWinPC here. Just want to say thank you very much to all my subscribers for tuning in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I didn't think we would make it past 5. I'm glad that we made it past 10, and now we're going past 60, and we're looking to shoot for that 100. So thank you for tuning in to me and listening to what I have to say. And I am grateful that at least someone is finding the information that am giving useful, and just want to say thanks. So today's topic is DIY panic alarm setup. So the purpose, as the name suggests, it is used to make an alarm or noise so as to attract attention to an event or location. So in this video, we will demonstrate a simple setup using a wireless receiver, a remote transmitter, and a siren. Now, depending on your use, this long-range antenna is optional, but we'll get to that in a minute. So let's go over the components one by one. So let's start with the wireless transmitter. So the wireless transmitter, simple key fob, A, B, C, D, depends on what type of transmitter receiver you have. If you have a 2-channel receiver, you can get the ones with just 2 channels to transmit. If you have a 4-channel, you can still get you can still get the 2-channel, but you only be able to use 2 channels. So I would suggest you match your transmitter with the amount of channels on your receiver. Okay. So pretty simple wireless transmitters, right? And now the siren on the horn. Now most sirens that are used with alarm systems have 3 wires. Here you see I'm only using 2 of the 3 wires. Reason being is that the white wire is the common or the ground wire. Meanwhile, there's a yellow wire and a red wire. The difference with the yellow and the red is just the sound that the siren produces. So one produces a steady noise and the other one produces a fluctuating noise. So it's just up to your preference and the purpose you need it for. So you can decide either one, but whichever one you choose has to be connected to the positive side. So for all intents and purposes, the white is going to connect to the negative, and the yellow or red is going to connect to the positive. So that takes us now to the wireless receiver. Now there's a lot of components put together on this single board right here. So first we have the power inputs, positive and negative. They have them, you go to your power supply from here. So this goes to a power supply and it goes to the wall or wherever you want to plug it into. So it brings power to the board. Normally it will be indicated by this red light. That means the board is receiving power. Now you'll have to attach some jumpers to these channels here. This is channel 1 and this is channel 2. Now I've set up my stuff on channel 2. I could have set on channel 1. It's the same thing, both identical. So what I did, I have 2 jumpers from the negative terminal to port C, right? Because this is labeled A, B, and C on both sides, A, B, and C. So negative terminal, jumper to port C. Positive terminal, jumper to port A. Right? Let's do that again. Jumper from negative terminal, port C, positive terminal, port A. So now we attach our horn now. So the horn comes in, yellow wire, which I've chosen, goes on the positive side and comes in to port B. Alright? And on the negative side with the white wire comes in to the negative terminal, which will be, using the jumper, will go across the negative. That way there's a circuit being made coming this way. The flow is going to go here, go into here, give this power to make noise, and go back out like this, and back out to the power. So that's a circuit being made right there. Alright, so you can use either side or you can use both channels. Just remember, negative to C, positive to A, and your device is going to come in positive to B, negative to A. Alright, also on this board there are 3 pins on this general area right here. Right, these 3 pins, there are 3 terminals here, 1, 2, and 3 in this orientation from right to left. if you put your jumper on 1 and 2, when you use the wireless transmitter and you press the B button, as I will demonstrate in the next video, sorry, the upcoming segment, that when you press the transmitter, it will keep the circuit closed. In other words, the noise, it'll start to make noise, and you don't have to keep your finger on it, because as it is, if you don't have anything attached, you have to keep your finger to maintain, you know, the alarm. But when you have the jumper on the first two, you just have to press it once, the alarm maintains. Now to take it off, you're gonna have to press the other button to close it off. So you're pressing B to start, you press A to end. Now if you use the other two, the 2 and 3 positions, you make the jumper there. Whichever button you press to begin is the same button you're gonna have to press to end. So now that we covered those jumpers, we're gonna cover how to attach, connect the wireless transmitter to correspond with the receiver. There's a button right here, a little black button, really small, usually next to the LED light. You press it once, the LED starts flashing. When it starts flashing, you press the A button or the B button on the wireless transmitter. It will continue to flash faster than it was flashing before. That means it is communicating with the transmitter and it is enrolling it onto the board. And at that point, you can press the other button and you would hear the relays actually turning on and off. Now, the range you can achieve with such a setup, as is right here with the wires coiled up, probably 100 meters. If you want further distance than that, more than 300 feet, you're going to have to uncoil all of these wires here as far as they go out, and you'll get anywhere between 100 and 200 feet. Now, that is if you're in an open ground, no obstruction. So that's why I say between 100 to 200. If there's obstructions, plants, trees, buildings, the range will reduce. So you just have to see how many obstructions you have between where you're going to press this, you're going to use this transmitter from, to where it's actually going to receive the signal, and you know, take that into consideration. Now if you use a long range antenna option, you just join the antenna onto here, either by soldering or by connecting, however you choose to connect. You have a long range antenna. That range significantly increases from anywhere between 1,000 to 2,000 feet, depends on obstructions, position, placement, and all that. So there's your options. Now, one scenario that I'm thinking of using this in, I have a client that wants their security officers, they patrol a compound, you know, at night it gets very lonely out there, and it's just 2 of them, or maybe 3, depends on what night of the week. And what they want is so that if one is stationed to the front of the building and the other one is stationed to the back of the building, and there's a situation, we would have a couple of these on the compound, and each one of the guards would have these wireless transmitters, so they act as panic buttons, you know. So we can also set up a panic button to be right here as well. We can attach a panic button to this as well, but this one is really for the wireless transmitter. This is what we want. So apart from the alarm system or whatever security and access control they have, they can add this as a standalone panic system, so that if they see something or something's off, or they've been accosted or being chased, they can, you know. And this is very discreet. If it's just there by itself, you know, the would-be attacker wouldn't think anything of it, and they get a chance and they press it. If you have it set to where it keeps on, when they press it, the alarm goes off, the noise stays on, and you know, you can avert, you know, a possible crisis. So let me just demonstrate. So pay attention. In the demonstration to come, I would advise you to turn the volume down on your PC or whatever you're listening to, as it will get a little loud. So thank you, and remember, lower your volume as the next segment begins. Right, so let's just connect it